back, everybody, to another edition of MLB DFS Quick Hits for Monday, August 20th edition. Hope everybody had a great weekend and is ready to get back at it. Fun 10-game slate on tap tonight. Should be a good one. You got some high-priced arms, which I will be avoiding. We'll get to that in a minute. But let me talk to you about our sponsor on the show is Draft. Draft.com, Draft in your app store. A little red logo in your app store called Draft is a great way to play fantasy sports. Snake-style drafting, just the way you like it, done in under 5 minutes. And if you're into NFL best balls, it is by far the best format to use. So easy to use on your phone. You can do it on your computer, whatever you prefer. Simple. Different size tournaments, different price tournaments. They have some mega tournaments where, for $25 entries, you can win $100,000. They have $5 entry tournaments. They have $500. They have everything you could want. So much fun. And if you want to try it for the first time, use promo code SDSports when you make your first deposit. You'll get entry into a free $3 tournament. It can be for golf, baseball, anything, even an NFL best ball. So go check it out. Draft.com, Draft in your app store. Great way to play fantasy sports. Second order of business, please go give us a rating and review if you can, wherever you listen to this podcast, preferably on iTunes, but wherever you listen to it, we'd much appreciate it. And other than that, enjoy the rest of the show and hope everybody has a great week and we get some green screens on a Monday. So let's get at it on this 10-game slate. Let's check out the totals. You got Braves at Pirates, total of 8. Orioles at Jays, 9. White Sox Twins waiting on that one because Steven Gonzalez making his MLB debut for the Minnesota Twins. Indians, Red Sox, 8.5. Royals, Rays waiting on that one because, as usual, the Rays are trying to decide who's pitching. Giants at Mets, 8. Reds at Brewers, 9. Rangers at A's, waiting on that one. I believe Bartolo Colon's making a change in the rotation there. Astros at Mariners, 8. Cardinals at Dodgers, 8. So relatively calm. There's 3 games without totals that could change it, but right now there's only 3 games out of the other 7 of 8.5 or more. So not the explosive nights we're used to, especially without tons and tons of aces on the hill. Weather-wise, you got a couple slight chances. Watch for the game in Chicago, between Chicago and Minnesota, and a couple of little sprinkles here and there, but knock on wood, we should be okay. Let's get to your pitchers. You have 3 guys over 10K. Garrett Cole at Seattle at 13.3. Kluber at Boston at 11,000. Porcello home against Cleveland at 10-1. I'll be passing on all 3. Cole is great at 13.3 if you want to go there against Seattle. Just not a team that strikes out a ton, but still a great spot for you there. Kluber and Porcello, I'll let GPP players that want to get crazy go that direction, but I will pass. I will start with Zach Wheeler at $9,300. I think this is going to be a popular call tonight, but he is in a phenomenal spot against the lowly San Francisco Giants. Zach Wheeler's been outstanding this season, coming off of 14.5 at Baltimore, but then prior to that, 28.8, 35.4, 27.9, 19, 21.3, so on and so forth. He is a great cash game play because he's got like a 15-point floor with 30-point upside, and I love him in GPPs against the Giants. I might take some chalk in your pitching. I started doing that last week and just differentiating with the bats because the pitching has been so volatile. You can't really worry too much about the chalk. You really can't. Like, if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit, but take the pitcher in the best spot and the best price point for what you're trying to build. Don't try to get too cute this time of year. You're going to find value on bats and other situations you can attack. But Wheeler's facing a Giants team that strikes out 23.5% versus right-handed pitching. There's been a lot of reports or articles written about Wheeler's soft contact. It's been more than impressive. He has a hard contact rate of 26.1%. If you do the math real quickly, well, I don't know what his medium contact is, so I can't do it real quickly. But a 26.1% hard contact is outstanding. That is really, really good stuff from Wheeler. The Giants have the third lowest total on the slate at 3.8. Lefties 337, righties 279. Giants have a 305 WOBA, 142 ISO, which is not good, obviously. So Wheeler at 93 is in a phenomenal spot tonight. After Wheeler's, you drop $1,100 to Mike Fiers to $8,200. Been very, very good in his 2-start with the A's. 19.9 against Seattle, 23.6 against the Doyers. He has 5 Ks or more in both starts. He's gone 5 1/3 in 6 innings. Been very, very good in his outings. He's facing a Texas team that strikes out 25% of the time versus right-handed pitching. So, really good spot here for Fiers if you want to save a little cash. Texas team total. Oh, yeah, right. We're waiting on that one, so never mind. Lefties hitting 364, righties 333 off Fiers. It's more of a beginning of the year thing. He started even pitching better with Detroit down the stretch. So, Fiers at his $8,200 price point definitely could be worth a look for you there. The third guy is in that matchup against Wheeler is Derek Holland at $8,100. Yeah, it's a little wild thinking about paying $81 for Holland. Another kind of cash game play because He's not getting blown up. He doesn't always have the highest potential like you'd like in a GPP, but he's quote-unquote safer than most. 18.5, 13.7, 17, 13.7, 16.5. He did have a 5 with a 13.9, 25.3. He's been very, very good this season. And the biggest caveat here is you got a Mets team that strikes out 25.5% of the time versus left-handed pitching. They have struggled tremendously versus left-handed pitching. Their team total is 4.15. Lefties 277, righties 361 off Holland. But again, with that K rate of 25.5, you have a 285 WOBA and a 123 ISO. That is embarrassing. That is horrible versus left-handed pitching. Like really, really bad versus left-handed pitching. Could they hit Holland? Sure, it's Major League Baseball. Anything can happen. You could have some guys run into one. You have Flores, who loves his lefties out there. You have a couple other spots to look at. But all in all, Holland at 81 could be a sneaky nice play at that price point. Below Holland, it gets even nastier. This is why it's surprising the totals are where they are. But Kevin Gausman, $7,100 at the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's coming off a really good start against Miami. Or got 13.9 against Miami, but prior to that, 32.4 against Milwaukee. But when you look at a $7,000 price tag, in reality, heck, we'll take 15 points. We'd like a lot more, but we could settle for that because he's not getting blown up. He's not killing your team. Pittsburgh strikes out a little less than 20% of the time versus right-handed pitchers. Gausman has a 47% ground ball rate, which is pretty wild for what he's doing because the strikeouts are down, but still pretty darn impressive. Pirates team with a 4.1 team total. Lefties 336, righties 351. But maybe in a good spot here in a good pitcher's ballpark in PNC for Kevin Gausman. Now you drop below 7K. You got Chase Anderson, $6,600 at home against the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds team that beat up on the Gigantes over the weekend. But Anderson has faced them twice this year, combining for an 11 1/3 innings pitched, 5 earned, 9 Ks, averaging 17 points per outing, which you would definitely take at $6,600. He's coming off of 2 rocky starts at Atlanta, at home versus San Diego. But prior to that, 18-5, 19-1, 12-2, 11-2, 12-5, 19-9, 23-7, 23-7. What that says to me is stability. Got to get you that double-digit performance at 6,600 and above, which will not ruin your lineup. Another guy you can look at for that is Andrew Cashner, $5,700 at the Toronto Blue Jays. Yes, it's risky. Cashner has faced Toronto 3 times this year. 12 Ks and 18 2/3, 4 earned runs, averaging 14 DraftKings points per start against the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, $5,700. He's been really good. 17, 14.2. He got destroyed at Texas, but then 12.1, 10.6, 14.7, 10.7, 15.9. Lots of double-digit safe performances. It's a Toronto Blue Jay team strikes out 23% of the time versus right-handed pitching. They have a team total of 5, lefties 373, righties 351. Currently the second highest total on the slate as we wait for more totals. Is Cashner ever safe? No, but he is a good price at $5,700 in this matchup. And the last guy I'll mention, and many will probably want to go this way today, and I don't hate it on paper, I really don't. Steven Gonzalez of the Minnesota Twins, $5,400, making his major league debut, getting the call up from AAA. He has had a really good season this year, going from AA to AAA. He's got an ERA of about 2.76 this year, a strikeout per 9 of around 9.0. Been very, very effective. When you look at his game logs, it is very, very nice because it shows that he's been able to go deeper into games. He's averaging about 95 to 100 pitches per start. He's going about 6 innings in almost every start. When you break down his overall, teams are hitting a $184 against him on the year with a 237 BABIP. His slugging's only 283. He's keeping the ball in the ballpark. Like I said, 9 Ks per 9, 120 Ks and 120.2 innings. So pretty darn good there. I mentioned the 2.76 ERA in 22 starts, 12-3 record, 65 walks, about a walk every other inning. He's been very, very effective in this deal. When you look at him, he's a left-handed pitcher. If I got that correctly. Yeah, he's a lefty, and his splits versus righties and lefties. Righties only hitting a $160, lefties hitting 237, righties slugging 248, lefties 359. So lefties are hitting him better than righties, so keep that in mind when you're checking it out. But all in all, this could be a really good play at $5,400. You're facing a Chicago White Sox team we know we love to target in their matchups. They strike out 26.4% of the time versus left-handed pitching. If you can get 5 to 6 innings out of Gonzalez at that price point, he should be very, very good. Anything can happen. Abreu's been feeling it. Random things can happen in a debut. The adrenaline's too high, and stuff goes south. But all in all, pretty good. It's a White Sox team with a 3-1 low win, a 152 ISO versus left-handed pitching, which is not good at all. So I really don't mind Steven Gonsalves at all. We've gone through it time and time again this year when youngsters make their debuts, and we go, okay, is this a good punt play? Is it not a good punt play? For the most part, we've hit the right ones. There's other quote-unquote tout services, which we are not a tout service. We don't charge you a dime. But there are tout services out there that love the rookie making it. They throw it down your throat. Some guys are starting good spots for that. Gonsalves is. Now, if it doesn't work out, so be it. You guys can come roast me anytime you want. Knock yourself out. But it's a great spot for Gonsalves at that price point at $5,400. So recapping your pitching up top, I got Zach Wheeler, Mike Fiers, and Derek Holland in the 8K and above. And then down below that, you got Gossman at 71. And then I like Gonsalves, Anderson, and then Cashner when you go to 6K and below. Gonsalves would be my punt play. And I'm hoping he's not too chalky. But hey, if he is and produces, that's fine. We'll get the bats and we'll rock and roll. Now let's get to the bats on your 10-game slate. Kicking it off with the catcher's position. And it's an interesting one. You got guys like Grandal, Tucker Barnhart at 41. It's a good price point there. Salvador Perez at 4K can be very interesting. I just hate picking on the Rays because you don't know who's coming out of the bullpen. But when you slide on down some more, like a Kevin Plawecki at 38, maybe it's a big price tag for Plawecki, but you can look at that. Like a Mitch Garver versus Giolito at 37. Catchers are much more expensive than they used to be. Danny Jansen against Cashner at 35. I don't mind that at all. That could be a good price point there if you're looking to fade the Cashner. Michael Perez of Tampa Bay against Lopez of Kansas City at 3,100 is a nice cheaper option you can look at there. Buster Posey, I know it's Zach Wheeler has been very, very good, but Buster Posey is only $3,100 if you want to play that game. I don't hate that at all. That's just, I get the matchup at $3,100. He better be Corey Kluber on the mound, not Wheeler. That's pretty interesting there. And then farther down, you'll find a few options like Kevin Smith of Chicago at 2,900 versus Gonsalves. If he gets to start, he could be in play for you. A Caleb Joseph versus Estrada at $2,800, and a few more like that will pop up when the lineups are revealed. Going over to the first base position, you got Jesus Aguilar, who's quieted down but still playing well at 55 versus Homer Bailey. It's a phenomenal matchup. His ownership should be much lower than it used to be, so interesting price point there if you choose to go there. When you go down a little farther, look like a Joey Gallo versus Fiers at 46. But Jose Abreu at 46 is very, very nice. And then Miguel Sano against Lucas Giolito is outstanding at $4,600. When you look at Giolito, lefties hit 406, righties 333. We know Giolito's been a mess. So a guy like Sano who's starting to feel it at 46, I can definitely dig on that. Sliding on down a little farther, maybe it's no, never mind. Like a Yuli Gurriel against King Felix at 4,200. I can definitely go that direction. Felix, not the same guy, we know this. Like a CJ Cron against Lopez at 4,100. When you look at Tampa Bay, lefties 372, righties 376 off Jorge Lopez for Kansas City. So you can target that matchup. Brandon Belt's 4,100 with some power in that one. But here's your play, one of your top plays most likely. Matt Olson, $4,100 versus big sexy Bartolo Colon. Yeah, that's one you can look to target. Lefties 369, righties 368. Matt Olson in a great spot there. Yonder Alonso's okay at 4K, but Justin Smoke at 4K versus the Trash Man is another one you can look at. Again, lefties 375, righties 351 versus Cashner. So you can go in this little 4K range here. Wilmer Flores 4K versus Holland, another good spot for you there. Lucas Duda against Wood at 3,900. Jake Bowers at 3,800. You got some. You don't have to pay up if you don't want to at first base. There are some great spots up there. Obviously, we don't have to. Kendrys Morales 3,500 as a value versus Cashner as well. And if you really want to punt it, Chris Davis for the Orioles is 3,100 versus Estrada. Estrada gives up a lot of fly balls. Lots and lots of fly balls. When you look at Baltimore, total of 4, lefties 311, righties 376. But when you look at Estrada, right here, only a 24% ground ball rate. Lots and lots and lots of fly balls with Estrada. So Baltimore, keep an eye on them tonight. Going to the second base position, Scooter Gennett versus Chase Anderson, not bad at all at 49, but Travis Shaw, second base, third base at 47, very, very nice. Ozzie Albies 46 versus Archer, not bad as well. Like Jed Lowry at 44, Odor's okay. Adalberto Mondesi down to 41, very interesting. Brian Dozier facing the lefty, Mr. Gombar, 41. I know I pronounced it wrong on purpose, by the way. Don't critique that one. $4,100 there for Brian Dozier against Austin Gomber. Lefties 377, righties 378 in a short run here. So Dozier at 41, that's a cheapie in a matchup we used to love to target on the reg. Jed Lowry versus a lefty, or Jed Jerko versus a lefty at 4K. But a guy I do like is Joey Wendell. I played him yesterday. He went deep. He's second. Well, oh man, he was second base outfield yesterday. He's only second base now. $3,900 at a really good spot there. Don't mind that at all. Jonathan Scope at 39 if he's leading off. Johnny VR at 38 for Baltimore, another cheapie. So a lot of guys in this 3 to 4K range. If you don't pay for pitching, you can still get good lineups. Stop going to the top. You'd be really, really different. Just leave some cash on the table. It's just one of those weird slates. It's how it's getting built. And then other than that, check your lineups and see what pops up. Going over to third base, Jose Ramirez at 58 versus Porcello. I don't hate it, Jose at any time, so you can play that. But like Alex Bregman at 47 versus King Felix, you can definitely go there. When you look at the Houston Astros, total of 4-5, lefties 390, righties 350 against King Felix. So Bregman at 47, very, very nice. Travis Shaw at 47, but Moustakas at 4,600 versus Homer Bailey, very, very nice. Brewers at 5.15 total, lefties 372, righties 411. Brewers are going to be uber popular for very good reasons against Homer Bailey. So the Moose at 46, I do like. Eugenio Suarez, not bad, went deep against the lefty yesterday. Shocker, you didn't need a podcast for that. But Miguel Sano at 46, I do like that. He'll get overlooked, and he's really playing well when you break him down. He's averaging 10.3 in his last 10. He had 2 yesterday with a 19, 0, 25, 7, 16, 0, 10, 3, 21. Half his games double digits. That's Miguel Sano style. He's an extra base machine, and I think he's in a really good spot here tonight against Giolito of the White Sox. Really good spot. The Twins, everyone's going to want to go to Milwaukee, maybe some Toronto. The Twins could be sneaky nice against Giolito. Justin Turner versus lefty at 45. Yes, you can go there if you'd like. Matt Davidson. Matt Chapman versus Cologne at 43 is very, very nice. Cologne has given up almost all of his homers versus right-handed bats. Or a ton of power, at least, to right-handed bats. I shouldn't say all of his homers, but a ton of power to right-handed bats. So Chapman at 43, he's been hitting towards the top of the order lately. Makes for a very nice play. Jerks and Profar at 41, don't hate that either. So we're getting back to that kind of 4-ish K range, 42, 43 to 38 range, where you got options. You got options, folks. Matt Duffy at 38 could be very interesting there. A little cheaper option for you. Sliding on down a little farther, maybe a Colin Moran at 36 if you need to go cheap. But one I do like is third base, shortstop. Maybe use him over at shortstop because third base is kind of top-heavy compared to the other positions. But Timmy Beckham of Baltimore, if he's hitting towards the top of that order with VR and company at $3,400 versus 5-ball prone Marco Estrada. Timmy Beckham, I have just a weird hunch if he's in this lineup. He's out of the lineup on Sunday. Hopefully just a day off. He's averaging 8 points his last 10. A little bit of 3-game slump at 0, 3, and a 2, but then prior to that a 16. 0, 0, 19, 5, 16, 18. I have a feeling Timmy Beckham has a big double-digit game. Likely goes to Pound Town, Ding Dong City. I like Timmy at 3,400 tonight. A little further down, I get Adrian Beltre, Kyle Seager. Got some punt. Logan Forsythe, second base, third base at 32. That's an extreme value. Batting fifth a lot lately. Maybe play him over at second base for 3,200 and save some cash there. Definitely a spot you can look at with Forsythe tonight. Going to the shortstop position, Frank Lindor at 5,300. Yes, Bregman at 47. Mentioned him already. Machado's day-to-day. If he's in the lineup at 46, I love it versus Gomber. But he's day-to-day. Got hit on the wrist. X-rays are negative. They actually say he's supposed to play tonight. But I'll believe it when I see it. They take a day off. It's not going to kill the man. But Jose Peraza played him with Eugenio Suarez yesterday. He paid off at 24 points. Averaging 10.2 his last 10. 24, 21, 6, 17, 0, 5, 13. Playing really, really well the last 4 or 5 games. Keep an eye on him against Chase Anderson. Carlos Correa at 43 is very, very nice. Paul DeJong at 43 as well in a great spot. I don't hate Marcus Semien, but I'd like to go to Jorge Polanco at 42 versus Lucas Giolito. And a really good look there. Johan Camargo, 41, could be interesting versus Archer. I mentioned Jerks and Profar already. Yeah, Kiki Hernandez, $3,900 versus the lefty Gomber. We know Kiki likes his righties, but another nice one at $3,900. Ahmed Rosario starting to really get it going, averaging 13.4 his last 10. We've been on the Ahmed train of late. His price tag's up to 39 now. He played him when we were in low threes, but hitting really, really well, hitting lead off a lot. He's got Derek Holland, who has limited the hard contact, but still a med at 39 leading off. Not the worst play in the world. I could definitely dig on that one. Sliding on down a little further, you have some of your normal cheap suspects, but again, Tim Beckham at 34 is outstanding. I really like that as one of the cheapies for you here. If Adrianza cracks the lineup for Minnesota, he made a spot start last week. I used him at 31. He had a home run in a big game. He's 32 versus Giolito. Always a guy in that Minnesota lineup to keep an eye on there with Adrianza. Let's go to the outfield position, and we're going to have some big boys. Mookie Betts at 59, coming off back-to-back goose eggs, but it's Kluber, so be careful. Ronald Acuna Jr. at 58 is interesting as well. You got Martinez and Benintendi, the rest of the Boston outfield. But Christian Yelich at 51, very, very nice spot here versus Homer Bailey. But he's been slumping a bit. Maybe he wakes up tonight. The guy I'm looking at is Crush Davis. He is destroying baseballs. 33 points yesterday, averaging 10.9 in his last 10, 33 and 16 in his last 2. He gets big, sexy Bartolo Colon. I mentioned the righties crushing Bartolo. K with the Chris Davis at 5K is your top outfielder on this slate per price point. Eddie Rosario went deep yesterday, 48 versus Giolito, in a very good spot for you there. Erickson Bader versus Wood at 47, very, very interesting. Malik Smith at 46 could be in play for you against Lopez. Don't hate it. Lorenzo Cain at 46 is very interesting as well. George Springer's back at 45. The Grandy Man, this is another great spot for the leadoff GPP. Grandy Man at 4,300 versus Cashner. I like that quite a bit at that price point. Save some cash. Go to Cash. Go to Granderson versus Cash. I like it a lot. Tyler O'Neill, GPP at 43 for sure. Adam Jones at 42 versus Estrada. If you're stacking some Baltimore's bats to be contrarian, I don't hate Adam Jones at all. I think it's a very interesting play for you there. The slumping Gregory Polanco is a GPP play versus Gossman at $4,200 could come through. Corey Dickerson, if he's leading off versus Gossman at 41, I do like that quite a bit. Nomar Mazara at 41 versus Fires isn't bad either. Like a Randall Grichuk against Cashner at 4K. If you're stacking some Blue Jays, there you go. Tommy Pham at 4K is very interesting as well. Whit Merrifield at 4K could be in play for you too. Sliding on down a little farther, God, you got these they suck. Kiki Hernandez and Matt Kemp, $3,900 each, could be very nice there versus Gomber. Marcelo Zuna versus Alex Wood at 39 for a GPP. I don't completely hate it. Adam Frazier against Gossman at 39, second base outfield eligible. If he's sitting in a good spot in the order, we could get behind that. But I like me some Max Kepler at $3,900. Went deep yesterday in a really good spot versus Giolito. These Twins aren't that expensive for the matchup they're in. Pretty criminal. Nick Martini leading off versus Cologne at 38. Definitely in play. Trey Mancini, maybe, if you want to be contrarian. I can understand that in a contrarian angle for sure. Avisel Garcia, is he healthy? I saw he got banged up. No, he's back. He had a good game for him yesterday. 22 DraftKings points as he was slumping prior to that. We know in his career matches lefties. Facing Gonzalez at 37 could be a cheaper play if you need to go that direction. Farther down, though, like a Robbie Grossman at 36 is interesting. Kevin Kiermaier at 35 sucks where he's hitting in the order. But Marvin Gonzalez, outfield shortstop at 35 versus Felix. I like that a lot as a cheaper outfield play against King Felix. Take advantage of that. Steven Duggar versus Wheeler. If he's leading off, you can go there at 3,400. If he's not leading off, stay far, far away. Other than that, it's been getting weaker and weaker. But a Jake Cave at $3,200 for the Twins. He's not in the most ideal spot in the order, but he went deep yesterday. 14, 2, and 7 in his last 3. Very up and down guy, but $3,200 could be a punt if you need to find one. Then other than that, I'll just say, maybe Chad Pinder makes a spot start against a righty because he usually only faces lefties. But check your lineups and see what else pops up on your slate. So a very interesting night when it comes to the bats, as we were saying. Let's recap the pitching real quick. Wheeler, Fires, and Holland up top with Gossman, Anderson, Cashner, and Gonzalez down below. I like Gonzalez the best out of the 6K and below guys. I think he's a really good punt play for you. If you so feel, if you're going to be different with your bats, because we talked about how many bats you can save money on in the mid-tier there, you can go to Garrett Cole at $3,300. I don't hate it that much at all. Seattle does have the lowest total at 351. Lefties 255, righties 320. Cole's in a great spot. So like I said, Seattle only strikes out 20% of the time on the season. He's got a 35% K rate. Let's take a little quick glance to see how Garrett Cole did against Seattle this year. In 3 starts, 21 innings, 6 earned, 18 Ks, averaging 21 DraftKings points per start. So if you want to go to Cole, I don't hate it. Coming off an outstanding 30-plus point performance his last time out. It's just you can match him with Gonzalez. I think it's going to be the popular choice today. So make sure you get the right bats. If you're not paying up for bats, you can definitely go to Cole, though, and make it work. Let's go to your BVP on this slate. Kendrys Morales, 4 for 7 with a homer off of Cashner. Grichuk has 2 homers. Russell Martin, Grandy Man, Justin Smoke have all taken Cashner deep. Trey Mancini has a homer. Mark Trumbo, 2, and Chris Davis, 3 off of Strada. David Freese, 2 for 6 with a homer off Gossman. Jackie Bradley Jr.'s got 2 homers off Kluber, so has JD Martinez. Mookie Betts, Mitch Moreland each have 1. Melky Cabrera, 15 for 28, 4 doubles, a triple, and a homer off of Rick Porcello. Kipnis, 10 for 31 with a double and a homer. Michael Brantley has taken him deep as well. Eddie Rosario, 4 for 12 with 2 doubles and a homer off of Giolito. Polanco's taken him deep as well. Buster Posey does have a homer off Zach Wheeler. He's 1 for 8 with a homer. He's $3,100, stinking cheap. Ryan Braun, 17 for 50, 5 doubles, 4 home runs off of Homer Bailey. Jesus Aguilar's taking him deep. Manny Pena's taking him deep twice. Travis Shaw once. Brian Braun with the ownership of Mr. Homer Bailey. Keep that in mind. Jed Lowry, 6 for 16, 3 doubles off of Cologne. Matt Chapman's taking him deep twice, 5 for 8 with a triple and 2 homers. K with the Chris Davis is a double and a homer off of them as well. Joey Gallo, 2 for 9, 2 homers off of Fires. Profar, a triple and a homer. Elvis Andrus, 2 homers. Odor, 2 homers. Beltre, a homer. Great success off the Fires for the Texas Rangers. Denard Span, 6 for 18 with a homer off of Garrett Cole. Carlos Correa, 5 for 11 with a double and a homer. Bregman, Marvin Gonzalez, George Springer, Evan Gattis have all homered off Felix. They've had some really good success for King Felix, unfortunately. And then Marcelo Zuna, 6 for 22, hitting 273 off of Alex Wood. So there you have it with your Monday edition of Quick Hits. Should be an interesting slate. If you want to go to Cole, go for it. Otherwise, start with your Wheeler and go from there. Gonzalez could make for a nice debut punt. Otherwise, you got Chase Anderson, Cashner down below, maybe a little Kevin Gossman. Lots of ways to go about it tonight, especially with the bats. Leave some money on the table if you want. Pay up for pitching. Tons and tons of options. So go check us out, thesportsdgens.com, at thesportsdgens. Tons of stuff going out there. Stuff getting you ready for your fantasy football drafts with Ben and Coop's work. Good stuff there. We got fantasy baseball stuff. Dana's got her pitching primer around, which is great. We'll have our always pressing PGA podcast recording tonight with myself and Jesse, previewing the Northern Trust, your first leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. So much else going on over there with so many contributors. So go check it all out. I'll be back with you tomorrow. This was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Monday, August 20th edition. I'm out.